Hey, okay. Wow, look at that color. Vibrant. Lively. Sexy. It's almost starting to become an advert or something. That's why I wear L'Oreal. Okay. Although L'Oreal isn't something you wear. He's just one E short of an IKEA. Alright, so this is a little complicated at the start, but it's basically Ancient of War creeping into Keep of the Grove and Dryads. I'm just going to try to concentrate for this one, because it's, you know, it can be quite tricky trying to pull off everything. So we've got one Ancient of War to creep. Gonna need another one. But this is a good map for this. So this first Ancient of War can do that, and then walk over to there. Gonna need lumber to build another Ancient of War so you can do another creek camp. The first Ancient of War is gonna do that camp, then move over to another camp. Only need an archer. I'm not sure if it's 0 units or 1 archer. You would typically use 1 archer, so I would probably bring 1 archer in just to do the pulling, because it's typically something you would do. Tech with no other units. I would suggest using an archer for this, always, if you were to learn from this. The archer essentially aggroes the creek camp and then runs back, and they run into the Ancient of War, and then the Ancient of War starts whacking them. You uproot it basically by the time that they're going to reach. Keep at the Grove. Ooh, yes. I might go Entangle actually, and in Fawn's Aura instead of Treants, because I'm going to be using Ancients anyway to creep all over the place. Speaking of which, another Ancient over here, an Archer over here. So you're setting up for the next creek camp. Oh, hello there. Red Dog! Okay. Keep going, wisps. Gonna want a Tree of Life as well. It's a pull. Ah, come here then. I'll pull with you instead. One way or another, this creek camp's getting pulled. Ugh. And then we're gonna walk him over to the top, because they can do the aggro. But he can get some hits in whilst he's doing it. Okay, we want Tree of Life. Because you want to creep with a Tree of Life as well. But I also going to put a Tree of Life down. It's easier to explain by doing, I suppose. So Tree of Life here, just to be on the safe side. Right. Gonna upgrade you. Gonna come over here. Pull you over here. This is gonna be hard to keep you alive though. Probably better to wait till night time before pushing through there. There we go. Right, it's safe for you to do what you're going to do now. Get into position. Our allies' turn is under attack. So it's 2 players and Logos is straight second. Hopefully someone can give him some help, because my concentration is way distracted right now. So we've also got this tree over here to do. So we're going to root you, but you're not actually going to build any units, because that wasn't the idea. You come through the gap. So you can do pulls like this. Things like this is really cool to do as Night Elf. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm going to have to defend my creek camp. So I won't be able to do this now. But the idea was you would move to this creek camp and do this. But obviously that guy's just going to pop over in a second. So we can't be having that now, can we?
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
And that tree is going to uproot and go to the next location. Oh, Ancient of War is doing a good job of just distracting, which is nice. That's fine. You done your job. Gotta get Hunter's Hall for Dryads.
building
That's 3 fiends for free.
our allies' town
That's
is
the correct saying.
Time is now. Nature
Pull you over to here.
threatens the wild. Well, there it is. Command me. Naturally, so shall it
May as well go and soak up some mana. Have a good time. Come over to here. Tree will be ready to creep as well. And it's going to be difficult doing this spot as well. If I'm quick enough, I can do kind of both, even though they're in opposite directions.
Nature is restless.
our allies' town needs help.
The time is now. Is now. Command me. Who threatens
Because we're going to go like triple Ancient of Law.
is the danger? Command me. Threatens the wild. Is
Your building is
You can finish that off with the Archer and the Ancient of War. Pull the Keeper of the Grove over to the top left
now.
and do that.
Command me. Who threatens the wild? Nature is restless.
Tree's coming over. He's eating a tree.
Time is now. Is the
You could set up so many expansions potentially.
is now.
Gold Rush is a pretty darn good map for this.
Nature is restless.
our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Don't worry about the time. It's fine.
An allied champion has fallen.
Wilds. Command me. Naturally. Nature is
I might as well set up more expansions. Screw it.
Upgrades finished.
by the spirits. Command me.
And then you get your Ancients of
Allies'
Law.
town needs help.
Hope that the game isn't over by this point and people don't leave after all the effort I've put in. Logos, you're definitely in a lot of trouble though.
The time is now.
Take that expansion.
Command
I'll give some gold to blue and pink so they
Our
can build some more
allies' town
units, and I'll
is
put some.
restless. So shall
I've got to get shop as well.
their danger. Who threatens
Dryads aren't the strongest units. I guess I'll just TP over and see if we can hold this. There's nothing else for me to do other than potentially defend versus the other guy that might attack me whilst I'm TPing. So I get some Ancients of War on that side.
command by the spirits? The time is now. Who threatens the wilds? By the spirits. Naturally
That's why Entangle's pretty good here.
Needs help.
is restless.
Lots of entangles. Lots of easy kills. Just keep them distracted.
Threatens
Looks good.
wilds. Is there danger?
Your building,
Wilds.
And we got the Dryads.
your building is complete.
And then there were the Dryads. We're going to try to go to 80 to 100 food of these Dryads.
Nature is
Your building is
Looks like they managed to hold out versus the tower.
your building is
You got triple expansion to fall back on.
complete.
So that'll be more than enough to keep you busy.
feel nature.
Red Dog. Mass those Dryads. May as well tech up again, I suppose. We're only going single hero, I think, here.
To all defilers. Nature is
Your
restless.
building is complete.
Command
Could entangle that guy and kill him, but I don't feel like bullying him that hard.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
is now. None shall harm the wilds.
Filled. Filled. And this is being filled.
Is there danger?
Ah, the
Command.
great outdoors.
Nature is
Ah, the
restless.
great
Ah,
outdoors.
the great outdoors. Don't forget to get upgrades. Looks like my friend is back.
Who threatens the
So, got to deal with him.
command me? Nature is restless.
I'm on the wrong side of town.
Time. Threatens the wilds.
Your building,
He really just likes beating on trees.
your building is complete. Ah, the great
Oh, he got it.
Is there danger? Or Kalundor? Who
So we filled up on this expansion in a moment.
More lumber is
is there
required.
danger? So shall it be.
Let's just do some creeping for now. Wouldn't mind some more lumber so I can whack down some more ancients.
Research finished. Hi.
Is restless. Not the wilds.
We
We'll
can
probably be
build.
back. So a lot of my lumber's going just for this OP Keeper of the Grove.
Is there trouble?
Easy.
Your building is complete.
Right. Also lumber for that, don't forget. And moon wells.
Invaded? Hi. I'm there.
Oh, I'm a Dryad.
What is nature's
By the spirits.
Can't really win that fight very easily.
Engage the enemy.
Maybe we can pick... Oh no, that's my ally.
So shall it be.
Some healing for you would be good.
What is nature's
That guy I have to TP.
more lumber is required.
Right, that'll do. Pig.
The time is now.
Your building is complete.
Some gold for you.
Your building is complete.
All the gold under the sun. So the main part of the strategy is done really now. That was the hard bit, really doing the multi-creeping. Which a good Night Elf player will pretty much always try to do, but it's a pain in the butt to be able to do that reliably under circumstances of pressure, etc. Even without pressure, it's still quite hard work to do that flawlessly. But it's incredibly rewarding because it's pretty broke. They did nerf Ancient of War damage, but let's face it, it's still pretty damn good for what it is. You only need literally one archer to creep like orange camps. Human have to pull like 3-4 footmen, archmage, 1-2 water elementals, and militia to do orange creep camps. Night Elf can just do it with like demon hunter plus, or keeper of the grove plus one archer and Ancient of War. There's a huge disparity in terms of how actually fair that is, but I'm not going to get too deep into that other than just being bitter. Oh no, my expansion. Tachado, how could you do this to me?
Research finished. Are we being invaded? Your building is complete. Our warriors have engaged the enemy. What is nature's law? Hi. Is there trouble?
Not cool, Tachado. Not cool.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated. Is there trouble?
See, he's gone now. He knew it wasn't cool. He got called out by a bunch of SJWs and decided, sorry, my time here is gone on this planet. I'm a white male.
Your building is
See you guys later. I'm extinct in this day and age.
ah the great outdoors.
Wow, we're getting political as well. I think that's pretty much GG. I can't really get the mass Dryads you maybe were looking for, but the
We being invaded?
sample is on the way. We've got so many Ancients of Law, and we're just basically exclusively pumping out Dryads now.
The time is now.
Need one more Moonwell. That'll do, Pig. That'll do.
Great outdoors.
And they're doing a strong push on that side. So yeah, I mean, if you can fancy the challenge, I would highly suggest Night Elf. I think they're still a very weak race in 4 versus 4 RT. 1 versus 1 is debatable, depending on the circumstances as to who they're against, etc. How long the game goes on, what items are available, how creep camps work, but 4 versus 4 RT, I still think Night Elf are really weak. So you probably have to do lots of awesome tricks and stuff like that to make
Our sacred grove is being
Night Elf as effective as it can be.
outdoors. What is nature's call? I'm down. What is nature's call? Is there trouble? Aim dead center. Gladly.
That swaps the aggro from the tower. He's actually is controlling that purple Blood Mage. I thought he was just like AFK, but no.
Are we being invaded?
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 gold mines. So we're doing pretty good. It's like actually hard to use up this gold at this point. Oh, hello. We're actually in a pretty good position here. Nice and clunky. I might get level 6 here so I can get Tranquility. He's using Blizzard on the Dryad. Keeper of the Grove strong? Question mark. So this positioning is an absolute nightmare for them to try to capitalize on me. Wizard doesn't work, bro. Looks like we are going to get to 100 food. So yeah, I don't even have to get back here. Even though obviously it's overwhelming odds. And I'm one of the players in the position that I can afford to lose a whole bunch of units and just rebuild them all, no problem. With the amount of structures I got. Tranquility's on such a short cooldown, you can try to mitigate all the damage. So you get all your units fairly weak, and then just blast another Tranquility and they're all healed up again. Good times. Good times with Dryads. Giggle Dryads. And now, I'm going to dishonor by reading out the entire strategy, as it's actually wrote. It's too difficult, man. There's more of these as well to come from Secret Cow. I'm grateful for the strategies, but just please try to keep them concise. Game type 4v4 random teams. Requirements better on a big map. Race Night Elf. This is a relatively easy strategy with emphasis on the early game. Keep with the Grove with treants roots. Creep with Ancient of War while building another Ancient of War at a further creep camp, as well as a Tree of Life to creep an expansion. Walk the first Ancient of War to another creep camp while doing the other two creep camps. Tech with no other units. Once on tier 2, make 3 to 4 Ancients of Law and mass Dryads to 80 to 100 food. If the Ancients of War are still alive, you can bring them along with wisps for repair to make new Ancients of War for a very clunky army composition, but Keeper and Dryads are fairly mobile, so it will be okay. In any case, I think the first part will be interesting regardless of whether you go mass Dryads. Boom, there we go. So that's the whole strategy, so to speak. I didn't read it long enough to actually get to the stage where I need to bring Ancients of War with me to go with this army. Because that's part of the issue. You can't make the strategy too damn long, because otherwise I'm not going to read everything. So there you go. We got one Ancient of War. We're going to waddle him over to my Keeper of the Grove now. And that's it.
Research finished.
Who's left? X. X gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you. What?
Command me.
Okay. That's not X, DMX, but I thought I'd throw that in there because it just kind of reminded me. They're kind of the same thing when you do that. Alright, let's go even more Dryads. Actually, that wasn't necessary. There's a better way to get around that. That really wasn't necessary. I'll do the more convoluted style. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's one gold mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's another gold mine, and that can be a couple of wood wisps. Somehow I need to fit a Dryad in before this Ancient of War Wonders finishes, though. So that's probably not so doable. I don't know. Maybe. Looks like the Dryads are building quite quickly.
We can't build.
I have to detonate some wisps because I can't possibly afford to keep making Ancients of Wonder and Dryads. Yeah, no, the Ancients of Wonders are taking long enough that I can get another row of Dryads in there.
Ah, the great outdoors.
So there you go.
The time is now.
Take those 5 over to here. So you shouldn't have detonated the original wisps, but I kind of realized after the fact. Those 5 onto there, and you 2 onto lumber.
Is there trouble? What is nature's call? Are we
Because
being
why not? I still got my
invaded?
original Dryad. That's cute.
Are we being invaded?
And the Ancient of Wonder is Ancient of War is getting there
What is
soon.
nature's call?
Give him a little bit of a movement speed.
For the tree. Ah, the great outdoors. Hi.
Ah,
What
the
is nature's call?
great outdoors.
Is there
Command
trouble?
me. Who threatens
What is
the
nature's
wild?
call? Hi. Are we being invaded?
building.
Can always
Our
respec.
warriors have engaged.
Ah,
Making
watch out.
For the tree. For the tree.
Time is now.
Hi. I'm game. Is there trouble?
Where do you guys think you're going?
Invaded? What is nature's call?
You bumped into the wrong army.
For Kalimdor. Who
Never trust an elf. Take your time.
Dares.
Look around.
Thank you very much there, Mr. Griff. Ha, Mr. Griff.
What is nature's call?
is now?
We're going with the treants now.
Hi.
So many Dryads. Let's just throw them all in there. And let the rest do what it's going to do.
Hi. Glad research. Hi. For the tree.
Come on, Mr. Ancient. I am invincible! See, Ancient of War got there in the end. Might even got the last hit. Boom. 121 units killed, 112 army. Level 10 Keeper of the Grove. Gold Rush. Hong Kong.